All right, so thyroid. Personal power for women. This is a woman's power organ. Thyroid imbalances or diseases rampant worldwide for women. Now in the United States or in developed countries, the thyroid is considered an autoimmune disease. When we go to India, Pakistan, or underdeveloped countries, they say, oh, there's lots of thyroid disease here, but that's because there's no iodine in the salt. There's not much salt, or the women aren't getting their iodine to support their thyroid function. I'm like, well, wait a minute. Is it an autoimmune disease, or is it a lack of salt? I don't get it. So if we send a bunch of salt to India, would everybody get well? Or would their thyroid disease turn into an autoimmune disease? Like, I just don't understand this logic in terms of what I've read on National Institutes of Health and PubMed. So, but what I do notice, what seems to be worldwide for women, is personal power. And I know, and I forget the woman in India who wears the pink and they have the pink sticks and they're hitting the men that have been abusing them. What's that the group called? I mean, she's really a Joan of Arc of her India, where women are rising up against this patriarchal treatment in the Indian culture, and they all wear the pink saris, and they carry a big pink stick or whatever. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? So, I mean, she started her own movement. Of course, here in our Western world, we see women always wanting to break ceilings. They want to achieve in businesses. They want to get ahead in politics. They're tired of the boys' club. And I'm just saying that is a worldwide environment for women. And I'm going to suggest that is why thyroid disease is worldwide rampant for women. And they're not aware that this power struggle is directly connected to thyroid health. They just think I'm having a thyroid problem, and I still want to be president of a company, and I'm getting a lot of resistance. There's no relationship. A woman I worked with, she had the thyroid trouble, and she came to me, and she had Graves' disease. It was definitely a Graves' disease. It wasn't just a synthroid or T levels off or something. So she goes home. Hey, I had this session with John. And to her husband. She goes home to her husband. I had this session with John, and he tells me I got to start being powerful in my life and stop getting pushed around. And her husband goes, now that's great news, honey. I'm glad to hear that. Now what's for supper? And she goes, well, actually, I'm going to start being powerful with you right now. Like, go make your own supper. And then it was like, oh, no. This was a patriarchal marriage. No, you go be powerful out in the world with your Pilates club and at the farmer's market, but here in the household, I'm in charge and you're making dinner. So now we got this. And so, what's going to happen with her thyroid health? Because she's at a choice point. Is she going to let this guy dominate? Which if he does, her thyroid's she's not going to have any practice of being powerful. Or if he's not going to yield, then divorce is now on the table, or it's just going to be a really uncomfortable marriage. And that can come up for people.